That is Whole Heart from Braden Heath. This is The Unknown Show. Dave and Chandler talking about, well, who knows what we're talking about every week. That's why it's The Unknown Show.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
This week we're talking about praying.
Oh, okay. Yes, praying. So I love that one actually from Brandon Heath right there, whole heart. And connecting that with prayer, actually, going to God with your whole heart
Yeah.
and praying to Him. As we were talking about earlier, Dave, praying in groups or praying individually.
Yeah.
I felt before, and I'm sure I'm not alone on this, when you're praying in a group, someone who goes on lengthy with a prayer, 2.5 minute prayer.
Yeah. Which is totally cool.
Yeah, it's totally cool. I'm not saying it isn't, but it comes to me in the group, and I say a quick 30-second prayer, and I go on to the next person.
Yeah. And you don't feel that your 30-second prayer is good enough or matches the person
Yeah.
that just prayed for a couple minutes.
Yeah, like there's, like God has a paper there with a checklist, of what was followed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that can be an issue for lots of people. It is for me personally, where this prayer wasn't good enough. I didn't use, big boy words. I
Yeah.
just did a quick thing. And we came across some verses in Luke chapter 18. Is that, Dave?
Yeah, Luke 18 starts off at 10, or the passage that we're talking about really, 10 going through 14. So there's two men, and they're going to the temple to pray. And one's a Pharisee, one's a tax collector. And so the Pharisee says, God, I thank you that I'm not like other people. I'm not a robber. I'm not a evildoer. I'm not an adulterer. Or I'm not even like this tax collector sitting next to me. Right?
Yeah.
And the tax collector says, he's not even looking up to God. He's there, and he says, Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner. And he's beating his breast. And Jesus says it was the tax collector that went home justified before God, as opposed to the Pharisee, because the tax collector came forward and he really opened his heart up to God.
Whole heart.
And he asked God to forgive him. And just kind of what you're saying, for praying, it doesn't really matter if it's 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 30 seconds. God wants our heart. And whether that's a prayer in 10 seconds or whether that's a prayer in 5 minutes, he wants our heart. And in those groups, it can be intimidating.
Very, yes.
Because you're going around the circle and you think, I'll struggle with at times, okay, what am I supposed to pray about? I'm not listening to the person who's praying next to me and agreeing with their prayer. I'm more thinking, okay, I need to pray about this. It's like, whoa, hold on a second. Where's the heart in that?
I thought I was the only one who did that in the prayer group here at KPRD, so yay. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, but God's more interested in our heart. And he's more interested not as the way we say things or to make sure that, we're doing all the various actions before, but it's more about us opening up our heart to God, agreeing in our hearts with those that we're praying with.
Yes.
And being honest with him, being open with him.
Yes. We don't need a script.
Yeah.
We just, open our hearts out completely to God and say, this is the situation. This is what we need prayer for. And we go to him, we cry out to him. And I love in Luke there where it talks about the guy that goes to Christ all the time, but says that prayer. And then the tax collector who just opens fully to God right there, and he goes home justified. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Need to work on that.
Yeah. May we be the ones who open our hearts up to God and say, Lord, forgive me, God. Or, Lord, help me, God. God, I'm struggling. Lord, help me. Or, God, thank you, God. Being open and honest with our whole heart.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Talking about prayer on The Unknown Show today. We'll be back. This is Holland in Awe on KPRD.